Welcome back, everybody. Just got the Beach Shop Jed Scott here, and Dad making weird noise. I'm gonna make sure I don't hit my head on the crane. And well, it's a beautiful day. The ground is finally dry enough that those headers that we fixed a month or two ago are going back in. So we're gonna do our usual. We're gonna get this thing back up in the air where it needs to be, so we can start fighting to get these son of a guns back in the car and get Jezebel back to where she runs. So wish us luck. It's gonna be a chore. It's not gonna be fun in the slightest at all, because well, those headers just very big, not a lot of room to fit them in there. So but hopefully get this thing fired back up and back in running order. So hope you enjoy this video. And well, yeah, pretty much. I hope it goes smoothly. Take her up, Skipper. Whoa, Jazzy. As you can see, the bumper supports big and strong, ain't going nowhere. So make it do a wheelie.
Yeah.
We're gonna need all the room we can get.
No, but don't you have that exhaust held up somehow?
The exhaust was held up by the little baby jack, but now it's just hanging. So a lift would be nice, but when you don't have a lift, use your crane.
You'll be able to reach over the top, though.
That's true. Yeah, well, we got the stool for that. Alrighty, now we start the nightmare. Alrighty, so we're checking in. I had to go do some business. We got all the old silicone scraped off because we're going to try, I think, those Alumaseal header gaskets. Everybody says good things about them. And I never had any problems really out of the copper ones. I thought the copper ones were leaking, but they really weren't. It was the header tube being broke. So we're going to try those aluminum ones and hope to God they don't leak, because, well, changing gaskets on this thing ain't easy. There really ain't a whole lot of room with those big header tubes in here. But so I guess you just have to wish us luck. And I remember there being something about the starter being in the way, but I'll ignore the starter being in the way and fight the header tube until we realize we got to probably take the starter off and kind of dangle it and, you know, measure it. So we'll get at it. Well, Dad, we're supposed to be putting Jezebel back together. What? I don't even know what's going on. The freaking steering column's out. So it all started with Dad. Remember, the steering sector was actually loose in Jezebel, which actually helped us in taking the headers out. So pulled all of them bolts out, cleaned them, Loctited them. So now they should be tight, and we replaced the lock washers with good graded lock washers. And then we realized the steering column moves more than it really should. There was a bunch of play. And I know the steering column, and I'll have Dad hold the camera and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But this being a 70 column, up here, Dad. This being a 70 column, it should have a locking feature, which it does. As you can see, it locks. When you push the steering column in, it ain't doing its features. Pull it out, and it locks. There's something missing, and there's still that bushing I tried making that goes here. So I've got a spare 70 column in the rafters. It's mostly unmolested. So we're getting rid of this altogether. This is a pile of junk. Even the greaser helps because you can actually keep greasing the dang thing. But these little cure-all brackets I sell on eBay for like 30-40 bucks.
This is where all your play was.
There's play there, but there's also play in other places. But yeah, this has got to go 100%. So. But the fact that this column moves in and out like it does, this isn't right. There's a part missing somewhere. So we're gonna dismantle this column one more time, compare it to my unmolested column that's unmolested, kind of like this one was supposed to be. Figure out what's missing, replace it, get the steering column working like it's supposed to. And I guess we'll be doing headers another day, because, yeah. But now it'll be easier to get the headers in without this thing in the way, because clearly, I'll take that back, there ain't a whole lot of room inside this engine bay for these big old headers. So now we can probably get the headers in pretty decently.
That's what the headers in, then put slide this thing.
Yeah, that's what Roseman kept saying, just pull steering column out. So now it's out, we can get to all this stuff a lot easier. But I need to figure out a cure for that deal. So I'll probably talk to Mr. Birdsong because he knows all this fancy stuff. So, all right, I'll check in when we're back to working. Hey, we're back. I don't know. What we do, take a week off or something?
Yeah, it was awful rainy in there.
Well, when we first started putting these headers on, and then Grandma went to the hospital. Well, unfortunately, she never came back out. So we had to go take care of that, and that stuff's way more important than hot rods and whatnot. So Grandma left us a bunch of cool stuff to remember her by. So
Right.
we got our books. Grandma made these really awesome books for all of us, all the kids, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and et cetera, where basically just kind of a way to, you know, go through your life, like our own personal history books and family history, and it's just the coolest thing ever. But anyways, you know, we'll get off that subject and whatnot and all sad stuff. But we're back to work on old Jezebel. You may be wondering, what the hell is that? Well, you'll see more on that in the future.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get old Jezebel lifted back up. We got the steering shaft out, and I'll just go ahead and show you. So I ordered this Borgenson U-joint from Jegs, and well, our shaft is 36 spline 3/4 shaft, which is what this 70 column is, and there's the stock coupler, which is a pile of junk. And if you lay those side by side, which the dang lighting's gonna fight me, lay those side by side, they're literally the same height. So we're gonna do away with all this crap. This is gonna go on there, and that'll go through and lock it onto the steering sector. And this end is supposed to be a weld on, but we're probably going to drill through it, and either put a pin or a bolt through it, and then that'll lock onto the shaft here and there, and then on the steering sector. It's going to be way better, so that'll solve that part of the steering issue. But now we just get to put these dang headers back in, which I look for any excuse to not put them back in, because they weren't super easy, but we'll get them in. And literally, I probably ain't gonna show you too much unless it's just something you need to like see or something. But they're kind of a tight, perfect fit. There's literally no extra room. That's what you get when you have high quality race headers. And I know these things are beat up, but these things, I actually looked them up. They're for an early B body, which is a different engine bay, which is why they required so much denting and modifying and stuff. If I bought the brand new ones, they'd probably fit a lot better, but I'm done spending money on Jezebel, so, well, except for that little thing you saw on Dad's service truck. Yeah, we'll just give you, yeah. So what do you say, Dad? You stand out in the sun and look pretty and stay warm and not get dirty, and I'm gonna crawl underneath there and fight for the next 3 hours.
There you go. We got the steering sector out of the way. I'll just fall right in.
Anybody remembers when we first put this thing together, the steering sector was out too. And even then, it wasn't fun. So, wish us luck. We'll check in. All right, YouTube, please don't demonetize me for our good old country music. Red Sylvain, what'd you say, Dad? Sylvain. Kind of memory of Grandma and Grandpa just enjoying good music. So, header's not a problem at all. Literally, the thing went whoop right in, no problem at all. This tube, literally, just check this stuff out. Of course, steering sector out helps, but it literally goes right in there. It'll slip in. Done. So I'm pretty sure it's the other side's go. Absolutely suck. Of course, we got more clearance over here. No steering sector, no torsion bar in the way. But this side's almost done already. The other side's gonna be fun, probably. Just want to let you know, not such a big deal on this side at least. All right, so this header tube is fitted. It's secured up there with a couple of bolts. Some high temp anti-seize on there. Nifty trick Dad has. And because that's got to be bare steel to slip into that tube nice. So now we just got to put the gasket and put the real header bolts in, but it's just going to lay up there. This is going to be the side that's going to be a little interesting, well, because the engine's offset to the passenger side. You got a dang torsion bar in the way and just about everything. So I think this is going to be a side sucks. We'll get her. Oh, and don't forget, if you're running a scatter shield, put a drain hole in the thing. I got two. I screwed up, I didn't do that. And this thing was like full of water, I think, one time, so that clutch is probably dead, but that's fine. So header tube coming in. So guess what, guys? Passenger side header tube, after scratching the shit out of it and pretty much ruining all that hard work we did to try and get everything to look nice, found out it's actually, this header tube will go right in if you raise the car up off the ground quite considerably, and you just assemble the header as one big unit, and it will fit like a glove. Really, no problems. So if you try to put this Hedman big race header in pieces, don't. So I'm gonna help Dad. We'll get this header put back on. Well, before I put these header gaskets on, I just want to give you guys a glimpse at the rockers on Jezebel. And these are the old Indy black 1:5 ratio rockers. And yeah, just look at how closed that valve is. So yeah, a lot of money in valve train. Never buy the cheap parts, because you'll spend twice it on the good parts, fixing the cheap parts. Now, cover header gasket. Should slip right in there. I always cut all the holes free so I can, this will get a little bit of red RTV, and that should just literally drop right down once I get the right bolts in there. I think that'll work. And the Gold Moroso can, oh, there went that one little deal I forgot. I knew I'd forget about that one. Come here, come here. It's in the bricks, Dad. Yep. Oh, I'll have to get that later. All right, get these headers on. All right, well, this is the last time you're gonna see this, hopefully. Headers on, gasket sealed. Wipe the extra silicone off. Use red RTV when you're using copper header gaskets, and just a good practice to do. Keeps everything nice and sealed up good. And well, one last look at those pretty rocker arms before we cover them back up. What says you? Okay, Dad's just watching, so. All right, valve cover on. Alrighty, well, the headers are on. Spark plugs are in there loose. And valve covers are also just sitting on here. Good day so far. Nothing horrible yet. Of course, I ain't crawling underneath the car to see how the headers are fitting down there. I'm sure there's probably a problem down there. But you know what, we're not gonna worry about that because it's down there and I can't see it, so it don't matter, it don't exist. Yeah, you got spark plugs in while I was doing the other header. And I will show you a mod I did. You know, they split the header right here and it's just kind of a raw cut. And I went ahead and added, cut more out right there, and that helped immensely, I think. But they're in there, they're clear. Yeah, we got clearance on the torsion bar now again. That is good. I think this header tube is actually against the floorboard for some reason. I don't know, we'll have to crawl underneath there and figure that out, but I ain't doing that right now because I'd rather keep my good mood. You know, headers are back on, spark plugs are in. You know, if I didn't have to wait for this red RTV to dry and cure up, we'd probably be hearing it, but you guys just, well, it'll take me a day to hear it, but you guys will hear it here pretty soon. So, let's continue working. I just pulled something out of Jezebel. What is that? Oh, that's seam sealer. Ooh. Let's keep pulling that out. We're going to auction that off. Huh, says you. Huh. Huh. Huh.
He gets what he pays for.
I get what I pay for.
Yeah.
You mean your shoddy workmanship that takes forever?
Yeah, I'm
Injured? Couldn't even pick up this glove.
Well, I got 1.5 orders.
One.
It hurts.
Well, don't be using it.
Well, I'm gonna put number 6 in.
We're gonna wait for Michael to get here. And he'll wait. Number 6 is already in.
I know.
Yeah.
Now just what do you do? Put a spark plug socket and a wrench on them?
Probably. It's been a minute since I had to pull those out, but anyways.
Huh.
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 Huh. That's the whole reason why I turned the camera on, was just nothing but that. Sorry, Dad, I had to pause Johnny Cash. Sun's going down. Well, Dad convinced me to go ahead and finish everything underneath here. So the steering's hooked back up. We got great clearance, and yes, I know the boots are missing. They completely disintegrate in the time of sitting here, so tells you the quality of reproduction parts. And got the exhaust all hooked back up. So everything should be good. Got this torsion bar put back in and didn't even have to beat on it hardly. And yeah, I didn't film it, but yeah, vice grip method, it works. I don't care. That's how I was taught. That's how I'll do it until the day I die, or at least until one of these things break like you guys say they will. Ain't broke yet. Got the adjuster rammed in there just to match the other side for now. This car got to go get in alignment. So got everything on here, blah, 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 blah. Exhaust hooked up. And now we just get to fix the steering column and redo the back brakes. They got to get rehooked up and bled out and all that fun stuff. But now at least we can set the car on the ground finally. And well, almost have this thing put back together just in time for me to tear it right back apart. That's what I do. All right, Dad, let's put her on the ground.
One step at a time.
One step at a time.
Like Johnny Cash.
Back on tires. Look at that. I think I got it just about right first try. Yeah, it was pretty good. They ain't got hardly any suspension travel. Alrighty. Well, sweet gravy. Back on the ground. Well, pretty good progress, don't you think? Well, I'm gonna thank you guys for watching this video, because this is all you're getting for right now. You have to wait until later to see any more. So hope you enjoyed this one, and let's go get Dad real fast. Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Before you start hating on me, Dad. This is all they're getting out of the video this time. So, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.